begin.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, comes into gate, off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
This is Solo People and welcome to the F1 Debrief episode 32. This is the Spanish Grand Prix, and yes, as always, we're late doing it. It's the 3rd of the 7th, 2024, the 3rd of July, 2024, and it's 5 minutes to midnight. But for everybody on the iTunes listening, on the podcast, the audio podcast, iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon or Stitcher, remember to recommend the video to your family and friends. For YouTube subscribers or YouTube watchers, if you're the first time watching it, can you please hit that subscribe button and put it out there in the algorithm. Hit the like button, it's so important, and subscribe if you want to as well. So this is a debrief episode 32 Spanish Grand Prix. I'm gonna bring in my coach, he's my partner in crime. This guy, this is the partner of the channel, Keep It Sports. Haven't seen him in a while. He's been off doing his thing, but he's back. This is the return of TOTO.
Yeah, big up.
Go. He's back again. TOTO's back. How you doing, bro, man?
Yeah, man.
Back on the channel.
Yeah, man, doing all right. Just been getting his rest. He's packed up a couple of days because I've been getting bed in his sleep. Got some rest and feeling well.
So we're gonna keep it nice and short. It's a debrief. We're gonna talk about the Spanish Grand Prix today, as it's titled. Obvious. Max Verstappen sealed his secured victory at the Spanish Grand Prix, and has held off the challenge by Lando Norris to take his 7th win of the season. So Red Bulls secured another win in Spain. So what you say, man? What do you think of this Grand Prix?
I think the Grand Prix was it was a good Grand Prix, especially the start. But overall, I think the Grand Prix.
Can I say something before? Sorry for interrupting. Can I say one thing before you go? Before we start talking about the it's about the race, but at the beginning, for me, I know you're going to do your opinion, give your opinion now. For me, I think if it weren't for Russell, Lando Norris would have had this race. But it's the only thing with Lando Norris. If he would have got the better start, Lando Norris would have got the better start at the beginning to try and, because remember he was trying to cover off. He was basically trying to squeeze Max Verstappen. And I believe if he would have just concentrated on his own start and got in ahead, I think he would have won. But as soon as Russell went in front at the beginning, I think that cost him. That's just my opinion. And he should have come in a bit earlier on the tyres as well. Stayed out too long. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was a really good race, especially at the beginning. Russell having an absolutely amazing start, taking it around the outside and taking three in one corner, which I think was absolutely amazing.
Brilliant.
Of course, Verstappen and Norris go nearly wheel to wheel into the corner, and then Russell just cut everyone off really, and everyone just stayed in their positions. Overall, I think the race as well. It's so unlucky that Norris didn't catch up to Max. Every single lap he was picking the Max, capturing up. It was so unlucky, but I think it was a good race overall.
Yeah. So regarding McLaren, I'm going to talk about McLaren regarding the tyres and that. I think, in my opinion, I think they should have came in a little bit earlier, because you remember Max Verstappen was struggling towards the end with his tyres, because for some reason, usually Max Verstappen with the Red Bull, we know they're good on tyres, isn't it? But I think if Lando Norris would have came in a bit earlier, the undercut at Spain is very powerful. The undercut, and I think if he would have come in a little bit earlier, I think he would have had Max Verstappen. It's a fact when he came in a little bit late, in my opinion, because he was losing a bit of time on his last 2 laps before he coming for his first stint. And I think if he would have came in a little bit earlier, he would have had more. He would have had more time. He would have came in a bit earlier, and then I think he would have got ahead of Max Verstappen. There would have been a little chance. If he wouldn't have got him in front of Max Verstappen, there would have been more of a chance to get in front of him. He could at least close the gap a little bit. But I think what cost Lando Norris when he came in, he come in late and they delayed him a bit in the pits as well. I think it was like a 3.5 seconds. When Max coming, I think Max was like really it's 3.6 seconds. Max Verstappen was like a sub 2 seconds. So I think that's what cost him, in my opinion, in the race. But yeah, that's what I think anyway.
Yeah, I think there's of course a strategy factor in the race, which is crucial. I think Lando went on the longest stint compared to Max. That's why he lost out on time towards the end. But it was a good strategy by Max. I think not by Max, by Lando. I think that if Russell didn't hold up Lando, because I think Max cleared.
Yeah, that's what.
Because Max cleared Russell first, but then for some reason Lando got stuck behind
Russell
for so many laps, and that's
he got stuck behind Hamilton first, and it was behind Hamilton first.
Yeah, it was Lewis, because Lewis had a good start, and then he passed Lewis, and then Russell's right there behind. Lando
struggled a bit,
Russell, and then Russell defended really, really well to hold him back. So you can't really stop Russell from that one. But if it weren't for Russell, Lando would
at the beginning, and but I get people going to say Russell, but Lando should have got the better start, I guess.
Yeah, you can't just look for excuses for driver. It was Lando Norris' start hasn't been the best all season. Let's face it, hasn't been the best. That's something that he needs to work on. His starts are going to be absolutely vital. But I think that Russell was the main factor about it. Of course, it's his fault by not getting a good start, but that Russell overtake just holding everyone up, especially Lando. Holding Lando up while Max was in clear air. So
you're right, man.
That was a big factor. And look, only 2 seconds at the end to finish, because Verstappen was only 2 seconds ahead of him. Lando was catching every single lap. That car was fast, that McLaren car. And you can't just say that Red Bull's only fast in clear air. He was in clear air, and Norris was still catching, because Norris had a good strategy, but he went long because he lost out on time for Russell. So he had no other choice, because if he would have went early,
I think he could have came in a little bit earlier, because that goes down to strategy. When's the last time McLaren's been in this situation, really challenging for a title? It's been a long time. Red Bull's been there and done it, just like Mercedes have been there and done it. I think if it was Mercedes in McLaren's position and Mercedes had that car that McLaren had, I think Mercedes would have probably beat Max Verstappen. But because when you even, it doesn't matter how fast your car is, when your team's not used to being in that position in a title run, sometimes you can make mistakes, and that was one of them. I believe they should have pitted early. You believe they should now get it. He did lose a lot of time. But regarding Max Verstappen, regarding Russell finished fourth in the at the end. He come fourth. Lewis Hamilton tipped him got 15 points. Russell got 12 points. Russell was complaining after the race. The reason why he got P4 is because when he put the hard tires on, I think it was his suggestion about the hard tires. When he put the hard tires on Russell, the hard tires did not. There wasn't good at Spanish Grand Prix. The tire. He wasn't happy with the grip. He wasn't happy. He thought after a couple of laps, we all know what happens with the hard tires. After a couple of laps, the warm up, then it turned into slicks. He thought that's what was going to happen. Didn't happen, and he was frustrated over the radio. At the end, when he was in his interview, he was talking about, the hard tires were the wrong tires. But bro, it was your suggestion. I think it was his suggestion. I think it was anyway. But he ended up being P4. Carlos Sainz P5. I thought that was good for Ferrari. I thought Ferrari entire weekend, I don't think that was that really good for the entire weekend. I thought Ferrari was really going to do good at Spanish Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz, he done it for the fans, really. He was a hometown hero, hometown driver. When you're at your hometown, he gives you that a couple of attempts in the car. For some reason, when you're at your home Grand Prix, just like when Leclerc was at Monaco, would he have done that somewhere else? He'd done it at Monaco because it's in his hometown, I guess, isn't it? On about this year. So I thought, Carlos Sainz, he come sixth actually, and Charles Leclerc come fifth. So so Lewis Hamilton getting third place. That was his first podium of the season. Yeah. So it was. I thought it was a decent weekend. It was quite exciting. It's a shame Lando couldn't get Max Verstappen at the end. But that'll be on. We'll talk about that on the next TV, which will be Austria. We're going to do that soon. So you got anything more to say?
I'm going to say that I'm happy for Lewis getting the podium. I'm so glad for it.
Spain, isn't it? Yeah.
The Mercedes car has shown improvements. These past couple of races has been showing improvements. compare it to the beginning of the season and to this season, it's completely different. I'm glad the Mercedes is getting good again because, of course, I'm a Mercedes fan and a Hamilton fan. So, yeah, I'm glad that Mercedes are doing good. And just to see how it ends up in the season.
That's it, man. So, that's it, man. We're gonna start this one. We're gonna go on the other one. Next one, we're gonna keep them all on time. But for all your audio listeners, can you please recommend the video to your friends and recommend the video, like the video, and also the audio. And on YouTube, people, can you please smack the like button and we'll highly recommend it. Help out the channel. So, see you later, guys. Big up, big up.